Cyrus Mccormick was an inventor and founder of McCormick Harvesting Machine Company. He was born in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia in 1809 and was the oldest of 8 children. His father was an inventor and worked for many years to develop a machine that could harvest grain quickly and efficiently. He worked on his design for 28 years but was never able to reproduce a reliable version. Having inherited the creative ingenuity gene from his father, young Cyrus picked up where his father left off. He had the help of Joe Anderson, who was a person held as a slave on the McCormick family plantation. Cyrus and Joe referenced other designs of reapers from farmers in Scotland, Rome, and America. McCormick's design had many flaws that had to be reworked, and it was also difficult to find a factory to mass-produce the reaper. Cyrus and his brother, Leander, moved to Chicago to open their own factory to manufacture the reaper. Later, another McCormick brother, William McCormick, moved to Chicago to help with the financial affairs of the business. The brothers were able to build a successful, thriving business. Their reaper came onto the market right as railroads were making wide distribution available, and farmers near and far from Chicago were able to purchase this innovative new machine. McCormick's reaper increased production, streamlined harvest, and helped increase revenue for farmers all over America.
Our communities change every day. Our world changes every day. As a matter of fact, most communities have changed a lot over the last 200 years. Why have they changed? Communities change when people solve problems or find ways to make tasks easier. These changes can happen over time. Many of these changes happen because someone has a dream about making the world a better place. People with those kinds of dreams want to improve the community and people's lives. New technology is followed by new inventions. This changes life in communities. The people behind these inventions are responsible for changing the way people live. These people make communities better. Not every inventor was successful the first time. Sometimes people thought the new ideas were foolish. Sometimes people just didn't see the need to have a new way of doing something they had always done. Read about one inventor whose ideas changed the world. It took many years for people to see how important his ideas were, but he never gave up. He knew his ideas could help people. Cyrus Mccormick. Cyrus Mccormick grew up in Virginia. His parents were farmers. Farming was a difficult job in the 1880s. There weren't many machines that made the work easier. Cyrus's father was always trying to invent a machine that would help him gather his crops faster. He didn't succeed. Cyrus decided to continue his father's work. Young Cyrus liked to invent things. He was always watching and learning from his father's inventions. In 1831, using his father's unfinished model, Cyrus went to work to design a machine that could cut and bundle grain in the harvest field. In less than 2 months, Cyrus had invented a reaping machine that was pulled by horses. Crops could now be harvested 10 times faster than before. However, farmers were not very interested in the reaper. At first, they were afraid of this strange machine. One of them said the new reaper looked like a cross between a wheelbarrow, a chariot, and a flying machine. McCormick asked the farmers to come and watch him harvest his crops. They watched him and then went home and used their old hand tools to cut the crops. They thought McCormick's reaper was just a very entertaining machine. They did not like change. Cyrus didn't give up. He continued showing his machine to people. He even kept working on his design. He made his original design work even better. He kept inventing new farm equipment. Slowly, farmers began to realize how useful McCormick's reaper was. In 1843, McCormick sold 29 reapers. By 1850, he was selling 5,000 reapers each year. His company, International Harvester Company, still sells reapers today. Cyrus McCormick is known as the father of modern agriculture. He changed the way farmers raise and harvest crops. Farmers could now produce larger crops than they ever thought possible. The reaper made the work of farming much easier. McCormick's invention also changed communities in other ways. After the invention of the reaper, fewer farmers were needed to feed people. Each farmer could produce more food than before. Since communities need fewer farmers, more and more people could work in other businesses. Instead of farming, people could study the arts, science, and engineering. In 1800, about 90% of all people farmed. Today, in the United States, only about 2% of people make their living as farmers. Cyrus might never have dreamed this amazing machine would help change the world.